Welcome to the Alternative Products Podcast, the ultimate hub for counterculture enthusiasts and innovators. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, we've got you covered. So sit back, relax, and let's explore the world of alternative products together.
All right, everybody. Hey, I'm back again. I'm at the All Pro Expo, and here in beautiful downtown Las Vegas. And I've got some people here I got to tell you all about, man. They're kind of new in the. I don't want to say well, you are new in the industry.
Yeah, in Delta
but they've got a long time cannabis brand running, and so. But let's talk about them. Let's learn a little bit about them. And so, why don't you first go ahead and introduce yourselves and tell the fine folks who you are, and then we'll go from there.
Great. My name's Ilan Katz.
I'm Zarnie Katz.
And we own and operate Goo'd Extracts. Goo'd is originally a cannabis brand, started in Delta 9. We have the #1 selling blunt 2.5 gram pre-roll on the cannabis side. We saw the opportunity to come over here on this side of it. The name Goo'd Extracts came because of all the concentrates we were dealing with. Everything was really gooey. So it was so we're just like, oh wow, it's real good, and it kind of plays on words a lot.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, so decided to get in the Delta 8 space with the branding popularity that we've had, and kind of feel like we're in a new family of business other than the cannabis side.
So it is a family-owned business.
Yeah, definitely. We have our son, we have my brother that works with us, my wife.
Very close friends.
Very close friends.
So it's a core group of individuals. Some are family, some should be family.
Correct.
Yeah, it feels like it.
When I was growing up, I was always told it was kind of odd for them to say it through the country. And they said, hey, your family's not who your blood is.
That's right.
Who you chose.
Exactly right.
And so some of my family today are people that I in a lot of ways I wish was blood, but they're not. But I'll take them before some of the blood.
That's right.
And y'all probably got in the same boat.
Yeah, that's right.
And so tell me a little bit more about the brand. Tell me a little bit more about you guys, and how did you two meet? Because whether anybody wants to admit it or not, this accent you have is not American. Where are you from?
Originally from Australia.
Yeah.
Lived here now for about 10 years. And we met through, there was two people. One was my son, who knew Ilan for over a year. And then my previous boss, her partner was very close to Ilan, and said, oh, you guys would get along great. So I was a bit hesitant at first, but my son said he's amazing, and he reached out. That's how it happened.
So it was a love connection.
It was definitely a love connection.
Thanks to your
son and good friend of ours. Yeah, it all worked hand in hand. I was living in Mexico at the time too. I was living in Rosarito.
Yeah.
And she actually moved down to Mexico and lived.
Do you speak good Spanish?
No, not enough to order tacos.
Just enough to order the tacos, the carne asada.
That's it.
Yeah, got you.
That's it.
All right. So, but you speak Australian apparently.
I speak Australian very well.
Very well.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And so, how long have you been married?
Going on 3 years now.
Yeah,
right?
Together 5.
Okay, and so apparently you have adapted to the culture.
Yes.
Did you immigrate in? Are you an American citizen?
No, I'm not an American citizen.
Oh, well,
Permanent residence.
Well, kinda.
Yeah, the swim was way too far to smuggle it. Yeah, stuck.
She's
She's stuck.
Yeah.
You know?
Mexico let her back too, so we're good.
Man, you're something. Hey, so tell me what you got going on with Goo'd.
So we got into the Delta 8 space, and with the helps of a good friend of ours, Chris Wheeler, kind of made a lot of introductions for us. And we got into it with alternative aspects inside. We're a big fan of the kratom side, so we can move products well there. We start with Amanita mushroom vapes as well. And then the Delta 8 blends, when you have a cannabis company, you're trying to make that Delta 8 blend as potent and as realistic as the THC side of things, as a real deal. So coming from that side, I think we did a really fine job with doing that. So.
Well, I'm just going to tell you, man. So, we did a video. We've already done a video there.
Yeah.
We did it with your operations manager, especially. We started with you guys, and we moved to operations manager. Your operations manager, knowledgeable as hell.
He's good, right?
Oh my God,
Yeah.
man. I'm literally going to, I'm going to buy your product. I'm just telling you.
That's good.
And so, but I also know that I'm going to use his stuff as part of the, the copy, the ad copy that I'm going to use.
Right.
He explains it so well.
Yeah.
It's so detailed, but he had to be trained to do it. He had to be trained to do it. Did you all train him to do that, or is he just good at reading?
I think he's very good at what he does. You got to hire,
Very smart.
you got to bring people on that know more than you.
Yes.
And he definitely knows more than us in that aspect of things. He's very good.
Is that the secret of it? Is that the secret of owning the business? Is having a good team, or do you have to lead the team and train the team?
A bit of both.
Yeah, a little bit of both. You got to have by example and experience. I mean, there's a lot of personalities with a team, but I think you got to hire people that know more than you, and that weeds. If I start knowing more than the people that we hired and bring on, we have an issue. I might as well just do it myself, right?
You know, we were talking earlier about some things, right? And you know, I told you, I said, no, don't say no more. Tell me about it. You know, when we get there, right? And, you know, especially about the THCA and how you guys, was doing that with the tube, because you've got some great packaging with it.
Yeah.
And you know, I haven't seen anybody do it as well as you.
I appreciate it.
I'm just telling you, I've seen a lot of them. I've seen a lot of pre-rolls and how they do them, and they want to do them just in the tubes. But you know, you flavored sealed them.
Yeah.
Whether you all want to admit that or not, but by sealing them up like that, and then you know the tubes inside.
Yeah.
You know, not like just okay, we've got them out there raw.
Right.
And then they're mixing in there because inevitably they go bad.
Right.
But the way you guys have done this within your pre-rolls, I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah.
I think you're ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
You know,
I think
really love your tube.
I appreciate
really love
it.
the tube.
Appreciate it. We're that was V1, and so V2 we're gonna have a little bit more slender of a tube. It'll be more focused to a point, like actual a cone.
Right.
It was really easy to adopt that because that was something that was manufactured with one of our partners that was already in the cannabis space. So it's pretty much just a supplementing the insides with hemp as opposed to cannabis.
Do you believe that the THC product is as good or better than the real deal cannabis?
I think my personal
It's two
opinion.
different worlds.
My personal opinion, I'm a cannabis advocate and supporter, and I think there's nothing that actual beats the actual
Right.
THC.
Right.
I think you probably agree.
I agree.
Yeah. So I mean, it's unfortunate that the thing that makes the most money is something that emulates it as much as possible.
I think that's more important than anything is that you said it out loud.
Yeah.
I think they're lying, and you know they lie to everybody and say it's just as good. Why do we need it?
Right.
Why do we need cannabis? And you know why is that important? Why do you think that's true? Why do you think that the THCA and all the rest of the stuff that mimics the real deal? Why do you think it's not as good, but that the real deal should be out front anyway?
Because it's got to be processed to get to that real deal.
Right.
If you actually take a cannabis plant and smoke it straight from the plant, so it's like processed foods, pretty much.
Yeah,
Well, you know, it's a McDonald's of McDonald's of THC. I call it the Diet Coke of THC.
I think that too.
It's just the 1 calorie version.
Yeah, it's a 1 calorie, and they're lying to you that it's real.
Yeah.
It's just a chemical substance.
A big thing that's been happening now in the cannabis space is conversion oil, right? And people probably get a little upset with that. It's that they're converting Delta 8 into Delta 9.
Right.
And even then, it's just, even smoking something like conversion oil, the legs on the product aren't the same. I mean, the highs doesn't last as long.
So, where do you see your industry going? Because you're in both.
Yeah.
You got to put just neck deep in both. Which do you think is going to be better off?
I think if they do a federal legalization, it'll still provide the brand to have an exit strategy, fingers crossed. Exit strategy, because I think big business will start buying up a lot of those brands to avoid that kind of competition. We talked a little bit about them turning into boutique, the bad name about boutique brands, but
I just don't want to see the little guy get pushed out, because I believe the little guy cares more.
I think if the little guy got bought out,
Yeah.
I think they might appreciate it more. I mean that a lot of people they put their hard work in for their families to eventually have an exit strategy for that. So if the end result was an exit strategy to be bought out by big business, then I think they might be okay with it.
Well, I think there is several. I hate to use the word pharmaceutical. They cannot wait to get in the cannabis business.
Yeah.
And I think that once they have that pharmaceutical money to start buying the little guy out.
Right.
But my problem with that will always be that they just won't care as much about the product.
Absolutely.
As the little guy does.
Pushed out and bought out are two different things.
I'm willing to bet out loud, I'll say, that it's pushed out, not bought out.
Yeah,
Right.
see, and that's
They would do
unfortunate.
the right thing and say, hey, Mr. Grower, we'd like to buy your whole farm.
Right.
And we
let
would
you
like-
produce too.
And we'd like to employ you.
Exactly.
To now employ for, say,
Perfect scenario.
this XYZ company.
Perfect
I don't
scenario.
want to say a company and sue me.
Right, and maybe get benefits as well.
Of course he benefits, you
Yeah.
know, but he still gets to do what he loves to do. He creates a great product.
Right.
They can call it boutique all they want to. They never have to put their name on it. They can still leave the X brand on it and go about their day.
They call it additions.
Additions. That's a great word. So, what do you think about where is the Delta 8 market going? Where's the Delta 9 market going?
You know what-
More importantly, where's the mushroom market going?
I think the introduction of Amanita mushrooms has been kind of a bridge to psilocybin. It's just kind of getting people familiar with the word mushroom. I've been doing mushrooms. I'm taking mushrooms.
Right.
The expectations of Amanita are kind of to be equivalent to psilocybin, and it's not the same. I think psilocybin's got a head up on even cannabis as far as becoming to legalization. They're already doing some like small microdose. I think what was it, California and Oregon.
Right.
They're all legalized.
Legalized
Yeah.
and all that. Yeah. And I think they're better off to do that. I
Yeah.
agree 100%. But I think we got a lot of people here that pretend mushrooms is what they're putting in papers.
Right.
And they pretend gummies.
Right.
You know, we call them pretendicas where I'm from. We call them pretendicas.
Right.
Because we know it's not real.
Right.
You know, we eat enough mushrooms to know what's up.
Right.
You know, and so we don't get that effect, and then we're all let down by it. And then, of course, we try to dump on the brand, and it's really not the brand, it's the legalized limit of what they can
Well,
do.
and it's still fairly new. I think them.
It's coming, I agree.
Yeah, it's still fairly new, but the whole process of even manufacturing, how much to overdose, not to dose. You don't want to have any legal issues from overdosing too.
Yeah.
And people, when they say overdose, it doesn't necessarily mean someone has to die, but it means, wow, I just did a little too much.
Right, well, exactly. And it looks like you all have a wonderful product you're developing.
Yes.
And tell us a little bit more about that.
We have an Amanita mushroom vape. We're going to have a V2 of it with an induction of THCA liquid diamonds.
Right.
We found that the feeling of Amanita and marijuana kind of go hand in hand. People get a false idea of what Amanita is supposed to feel like.
Yeah.
So I think education for the people that use it is better. Something kind of like interesting to me came up is people use mushrooms more because they don't show up on drug tests for their employment. I didn't even think about that. So it was a way for someone to have a head change and have fun, but still like not
worry about their
sacrifice.
job.
Exactly.
Right. And, we did that all through college ourselves.
Yeah,
Or I did anyway.
I did.
And we would dip mushrooms like they were dipped, like tobacco.
I put them on the pizza.
Right, well, yeah, a lot of people did. And, I would dip them, and I would go through the whole day, and I would just ride the wave all day long.
You put it with your Copenhagen or your
exactly or whatever. But no, I'd do it plain.
Oh, wow.
I would do it plain.
Yeah.
But it created a place in my mouth where if I'm shaved, you always think I'm dipping.
Wow.
I could do 3.5 grams at any given time.
Wow.
And I could make that work every single day. And
Wow.
I've made really good grades. I got 3 college degrees, whether you all know that or not.
No.
Yeah, wow.
And I did that, but I created a lot of that in mushrooms
Wow.
because I believe it opened my mind.
Well, it absolutely does. I absolutely believe it does.
All these ways of doing things. In all my lessons, all I had to do was sit in the same seat. I could take the same test, and I'd be perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But if they moved me, I was screwed.
No, it does open your mind. It helps with PTSD, and they're finding more and more mental health aspects and advantages of mushrooms. So that's great.
I think America would be more happy if they would just open their mind to what is instead of what the government tells you it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree.
And doing a whole little bit of homework goes a long way.
A long way.
Yeah.
And so, so with you two here in this industry, what do you think the next step is? Because I see the booth. The booth's beautiful.
Thank you.
I love the logo. I love how it is.
Thank you.
And I just think that you are on the precipice of something a little bigger.
Yeah.
Because with you guys, and I know you're just getting started, and I'm not trying to blow you up in any way, but I see it in you.
Thank
I see
you.
it in what y'all are doing and the products you got going on. I've seen this too many times, and I've noticed that there's a pattern with it. And it's people that give a shit
Right.
about the business and give a shit about what they're doing.
Right.
And I really feel like you all give a shit about what you're doing. But I want you all to just tell me what you all think is the next step. Where do you go from here?
Yep.
Nice.
I know I put you on the spot. I'm sorry.
So where we go from here is going to be continue making product. We just launched 4 or 5 months ago into the space. I feel like we're the new kids on the block a little bit. So there's a lot of introductions to be made, a lot of distros to be made, a lot of storefronts to be made. So I feel like we have a broader, we didn't really come out too much until we had a larger product selection. Yeah. So now we have 12 SKUs. Before we launched, I think we had 6. So we double up our SKUs. The next step is to do better packaging. We'll have another 3 new flavors on each line. Yeah. We'll add some new packaging to it and just do what we do better. Sometimes In and Out makes a good business because they just do what they do best and stay with those products. And that's it. And they make the best burgers. Yeah. So I think we want to just establish our product brand, establish our forefront winners, and then we'll add trickle in some new stuff here and there.
Not go too fast.
Yeah, maybe do some additions, doing some cool branding, doing some collabs, possibly with some reputable brands.
I think you guys really care about what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I just think it's important.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be an easy push for you all to grow. And I can't wait until I see you in the front of some of the shows. And it's not the booth you have today. You have a beautiful booth.
Thank you, appreciate it.
But I bet it's twice the size within a year.
Yeah.
You know, and I think you're going to be spending some money on booths. I'm just letting you know.
It's a lot already.
Well, I know, man.
You said it's a write-off, right?
Yeah, it's a write-off. And I appreciate it too, man. Yeah. And, you know, I'm not saying you got to spend money to make money, but if Uncle Sam will pay for it, I'm going to let him.
Yeah.
I'm going to let him, man.
Exactly.
You know, it's doing the tax code, so I'm going to try to roll with it.
Yeah.
But I know I'm going to see you guys get bigger and bigger and bigger because I know you care about the brand, and it matters.
I appreciate it.
And I think you're going to do real good. But okay, so before we sign off here, I don't want to keep you. I know the trade show booth just started and everything, and I want you all to get back to it and everything. So, what else you got? You got anything else? Anything else you want to talk about?
No, I mean, I'm really excited about the launch of our snow cone pre-rolls. We're also excited about getting into the kratom space. We have a collab that we did on our brand called Gush, that we have a Delta 8 version and also kratom version that we're doing with 5-star extracts. Longtime family friends and good people that we also want to bring into the Delta space. We're seeing a lot of companies that are in cannabis wanting to get into the space. I think it's because we're tired of hiding in the shadows. You can't really, in the cannabis, you got to kind of everything's a secret where things are manufactured, everything's a secret with who you do business with. And here in Delta, you're out to be on the forefront of things. You can have an office, you can have branding, you can have people and pay taxes and enjoy everything that the plant does have to offer and in this industry. And if you walk around the show, you see tons of commerce, and this is business being had. This is business at its finest. So
I remember when I first started coming to shows, it didn't look like this.
No, I bet.
And I remember being in hotels and those larger hotels. I agree. And then I remember it going to other expo centers. Then, of course, I've been in several different places at different shows. It just seems like they get more and more commercial.
Yeah.
Because it's becoming accepted.
Yeah.
And I think we're not in the back burner.
No.
I wish we'd get away from the word alternative.
Right.
Yeah.
It's in the forefront.
I believe there's more of us than there are of them.
Absolutely.
They're the alternative. We're not.
Right.
They would love for us to believe that, but we're not.
Right.
And so, but you are a fine example of what business is
Thank you.
for us, especially.
Thank you.
And I'm proud of you. And I don't say it very often. You can look it up on video, but I'm proud of what you all have built. It looks really, really great.
Thank you.
And I believe in the product. We are going to carry it personally in
Thank
our
you.
wholesale. And so don't worry about your numbers.
All right.
We're going to carry that because I believe in your brand. I believe what you're doing, and I believe Robert really knows what the hell he's doing.
Yeah, he
He's
does.
amazing.
Yeah,
I believe he does. And so I thank you all for coming today.
Thank you.
And
Thank
I
you so much
appreciate
for
you
having
taking
us.
the time away from the show.
Oh, no,
Because
thank
I know
you.
You need to be in the booth, so I don't want to bother you with it.
No.
And I thank you
Thank you so
so
much.
much.
Thank you.
for having
Thank you
us.
so
Yeah,
much.
thank you.
It's an honor.
Listen to her
I know,
all day
right?
long, man.
That's what I go to sleep with.
Bro,
Yeah.
she put you right down.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And so, but hey, thanks for everything.
Thank you.
And I wish you the best of the show.
Thank you so much.
I cannot wait to get my order in so that we can be pushing it all over the United
Check your
States.
email. It's all right there.
Oh yeah, I've already got it on my operation.
All right, yeah.
He's on top of it.
Good.
Okay, y'all. Thank you so
Thanks
much.
again.
Thank you.
All right, have a
Appreciate
good
it.
day.
Appreciate it.
All right, y'all. So
Bye.
we'll be meeting with more people, and we'll be bringing them right here and trying to do more conversations with them. will have this product in my wholesale. But if they want to get a hold of you, we'll leave it in the notes down below so that you can just click on it and get right to them. Yeah, that's great. More people would do that. I love it.
Yeah.
Look at this guy, man. He's his own show.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Especially if you're here to talk.
Yeah.
All right, y'all.
We're good.
Thanks so much.
Bye.
We appreciate you coming by. We'll get back with you later. All right. See ya.
Bye. Cool, man.
As the industry continues to evolve, so will we, bringing you the latest trends, innovations, and stories from the front lines. Don't forget to share this podcast with your friends, family, and industry peers to help us spread the word and continue to grow this community. Thank you for being a part of the Alternative Products Podcast.